Gostowski's had a great year, not only with field goals, but kicking touchbacks, and he sends this one into the end zone, and Sproles will take a knee 6 yards deep. So Gostowski does it again, and let's take a look at the San Diego starters.
Phillip Rivers, NC State.
LaDainian Tomlinson, TCU.
Vincent Jackson, Northern Colorado.
Craig Davis, LSU.
Antonio Gates, Detroit Central High School. Brandon Monomalina, Arizona.
Marcus McNeil, Auburn.
Chris Dillman, Indiana.
Nicholas Hardwick, Purdue.
Mike Goff, University of Iowa.
Jeremy Clary, Kansas State University.
One guy there missing, Chris Chambers, sprained ankle. The former Dolphin hurt himself last week. Won't play tonight. And Rivers on first down, off the play fake, has a ton of time, going deep downfield, and the pass is caught at the 35-yard line by Vincent Jackson, who gets inside position and is tackled by Deltha O'Neal, and the Chargers just aired out on the first play of the night, and that's good for a 48-yard gain.
You know, that's what Norv Turner was talking about. He said the weakness of this Patriot defense is their secondary, and we want to take advantage of them and take advantage of them deep. And the way we're going to throw deep is with play action pass, and that's exactly what they did. Well, how about that catch? You talking about concentration, staying with the ball, bringing it into you. Jackson did all those things.
Ball turned all the way over, and he held on. Gain of 48, Rivers to the outside, and that pass is caught inbounds by Antonio Gates for a gain of about 5. As you look at Phillip Rivers, 16-2 here at Qualcomm. Remember, he was in that great class of 04 that included Eli Manning and Ben Roethlisberger. In fact, as you'll recall, Manning was drafted by San Diego, didn't want to play here. So on draft day, a trade was effected between the Giants and the Chargers, and that sent Rivers here and Eli to New York. Meanwhile, Eli and Ben have already won their Super Bowl rings. Rivers still looking for his.
And Phillip Rivers says that he watches every game of theirs that he can.
Here's Tomlinson's first carry of the night, and they get him by the ankle. That's Rodney Harrison knocking him down, 3rd and short. Let's take a look at the Patriot defense.
Ty Warren, Texas A&M.
Vince Willenford, University of Miami.
Richard Seymour, Georgia Bulldogs.
Mike Vrabel, The Ohio State University. Gerard Mayo, Tennessee.
Teddy Bruschi, the University of Arizona.
Davis Thomas, Southern Miss.
Deltha O'Neal, Milpitas High School.
James Sanders, Fresno State. Rodney Harrison, Markham, Illinois.
LSA Charles III, DeSoto High.
3rd down and 3 now. You saw Harrison in his 15th season in the league, his 6th with New England, to the outside, and that'll be caught for a first down by Legadou Nane, who plays all over the field. They can use him as a wideout or a running back or a fullback, and Nane makes the catch and moves the chains.
You know, one thing about LaDainian Tomlinson, we always know what kind of runner he is, and he's a great runner, but he's also very good there at pass protection. And if you're going to play running back in this league, and you're going to be a great every down running back, you have to be able to pass protect.
They spread it out now. Now Tomlinson, who was in the slot, comes back into the backfield. Rivers is 3 for his first 3. That's Mike Tolbert now setting up as the fullback and providing leverage. And Tomlinson, though, will run right into Gerard Mayo, the great-looking rookie inside linebacker. He was their #1 pick out of the University of Tennessee, and Bill Belichick last night saying this guy is going to be something very special.
Yeah, because he said he's never had one as good inside as an inside linebacker as Mayo, because he's never had one that can run like Mayo. Here he's just unblocked, just reads that perfectly and makes a very good tackle. You know, it was interesting, the Patriots are a 3-man defensive line. They started out this game in a 4-man defensive line.
And right now they come up with 4 guys with their hands on the ground. On 2nd and 8, Rivers will throw. That's caught on a slant, and that's a first down for Vincent Jackson, his 2nd catch of the drive. He's tackled by the outside linebacker, Adalius Thomas, and it will be a 1st and goal for the San Diego Chargers.
I'll tell you, Phillip Rivers looks very calm tonight, Al. Usually he's a little jumpy early in a game, and I think maybe, you know, hitting that first one, that big one, the deep one, just letting that thing air out and hit it, I think has given him a lot of early confidence here.
That's a good point, John, because Rivers' pass rating in the first quarter of games this season is 61. After the first quarter, it's 121. But tonight he's 4 of 4 for 69 yards. First and goal. 4 minutes into the game. Rivers buying time. Rolling and looking, and then they'll just throw it away as the secondary does its work. And it will be second down and goal for the Chargers.
Yeah, you know, every week Bill Belichick has a different theme for his defense. And, you know, and it's not going to be the same as it was a week ago. I mean, they played the 49ers last week, and you're not going to see the same thing. And so the theme this week, and Philip Rivers was talking about it the other day, he said, you don't know what it is, he said, but it's going to be something different. And so far, that something different early in this game has been the four-man line.
Still in it on second down and goal. Rivers will take this snap out of the shotgun. Four-man rush. Rivers to the end zone. It's juggled and it's incomplete. Antonio Gates looked for a moment as if he'd make the catch and perhaps get a touchdown, but instead he juggles it. It's incomplete. It's third and goal.
You're going to see Gates. He's in the slot there, and he's just going to run a corner pattern. Philip Rivers puts it right in his hands. And we talk about someone being in a rhythm or the Chargers getting into a rhythm. I'll tell you this, their quarterback, Philip Rivers, is in a rhythm.
Thomas will have his hands full with Gates. Got beat on that play, but Gates couldn't handle it. Rivers now under center on third down and goal. Play clock to 0 on the snap. Here comes a flag from the umpire, and the pass is thrown out of the end zone. And you're going to have an offensive holding call against San Diego.
And I would guess that the Patriots will turn it down and let him kick the field goal.
Fourth down.
It will be. You don't want to give him another shot here. Jarvis Green is injured. Green getting from the 15-yard line, so a 25-yard attempt after the holding call. Cyphers to hold it. And the kick is good. So a good-looking opening drive, but Gates dropped what would have been a touchdown pass. An NFL record 108 yards for a touchdown. Nate Kading will send it down toward the eastern end zone, and it's fielded at the 4-yard line by Hobbs. Past the 20 he comes, and the coverage is very good at that point as Eric Weddle leads the surge. And the Patriots will take over at their own 23. Let's take a look at the Pat starters.
Matt Castle, USC.
Sammy Morris, Texas Tech.
Randy Moss, Rand University.
Wes Welker, Texas Tech.
Benjamin Watson, Georgia.
David Thomas, Texas. Matt Light, Purdue University.
Logan Mankins, Fresno State.
Dan Copen, Boston College.
Billy Yates, Texas A&M.
Nick Kaiser, University of Toledo.
Andrea mentioned at the top, no Maroney, no Jordan tonight, and they're going to start by spreading it out with an empty backfield. 5 receivers set on first down from the 24-yard line. And Castle, who played his college ball at USC, nominally back to pass, and he hits Wes Welker for a gain of 9. So he goes right to Welker, who has been his favorite target this season. Wes Welker has now caught 28 passes this season. For Castle, we were talking about this last night, John and I and the crew, about it's almost unprecedented. There have been plenty of guys who've come into the NFL and have sat on the bench for years, but how many guys barely played in college, barely played in the NFL over a 9-year period, and then become a starter?
Yeah, probably no one, because how many guys that didn't play at all in college would even be drafted by the NFL?
And that'll be the first down. And we're talking about the quarterback position. Of course, there are plenty who play other positions, but as a quarterback, that's Sammy Morris gaining 6, and with Maroney out, we'll see Morris tonight. Of course, we'll see Kevin Falk. They spot him a lot, third down back, and in other situations a lot. And a rookie, Ben-Jarvis Green Ellis, has also been activated.
You know, you look at Matt Castle, and he looks a lot like Tom Brady. I'm not saying he's Tom Brady or plays like Tom Brady, but just the size, the mannerisms, the mechanics. He does things a lot like, you know, Tom Brady. And obviously, he's been here 4 years, and he's just copying it.
First and 10, 40-yard line. And that pass is complete, and that's going to be another first down. And that's David Thomas, who's the second tight end, gaining 12, tackled by Jammer. Here's the San Diego D.
Luis Castillo, Northwestern.
Jamal Williams, Oklahoma State.
Igor Olshansky, Oregon. Sean Phillips, Purdue.
Stephen Cooper, Maine.
Tim Dobbins, Iowa State.
Marcus Harris, Southern Utah.
Wayne Jammer, Texas.
Eric Weddle, Utah.
Clinton Hart, South Sumter High School.
Antonio Cromartie, Florida State.
Cromartie 10 interceptions last season to lead the league. Back to the ground they go, and it's a good-looking opening drive for the Patriots as Sammy Morris picks up 7. The San Diego defense now. And the San Diego defense, as we take a look at what they've done so far this season, very much struggling against the pass. They've given up more yardage against the pass than any team in the league and have given up more touchdown passes.
Well, you know how on offense we always say everything starts with pass protection. On defense, everything starts with pass rush. They lost Sean Merriman. They haven't made up for that position. They don't have a pass rush.
And they don't have a pass rush here, but the pass is thrown away, incomplete as the secondary and the linebackers do their job, intended for Thomas. You saw that Sean Merriman on the sideline. Remember, he knew he had 2 torn ligaments in his knee, but he did play in the opener. He was thinking about trying to gut it out and have surgery after the season. Couldn't. Played in the opener, had surgery, clearly gone for the season, and already rehabbing and hopes to be ready for training camp next August.
And he was big as a pass rusher for them, but I think the other players on defense fed off of him too, and he made them all better.
Absolutely.
And now they have to manufacture pass rush, and the way they've been doing that is with blitzes.
Here's Castle. He's going to run. He packs it in, and Matt Castle will pick up a first down on a 3rd and 3 on the Patriots' opening drive. He gets tackled by the inside linebacker Stephen Cooper. First down New England at the Charger 36-yard line.
Remember when they had Sean Merriman, then Sean Phillips could come from the other side because the pass protection would usually slide away from him towards Merriman. Now it's sliding to his side, and it's a different world for him.
3 first downs on this drive. Castle is 2 for 3 for 22 yards. Off the play fake, going down the sideline, and the pass is incomplete. That was Randy Moss who was there. Quentin Jammer put an arm up and may have just deflected it barely, and it will be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, this is the thing that's really going to help this New England offense, and Matt Castle is throwing the ball deep to Randy Moss. You see, when he gets by the jam there, he puts his hand up, and then he means, as he says, chunk it out there. See, he doesn't put the hands up where you know that he's going to catch it. He keeps them down, and he kind of just lulls you to sleep. Matt Castle just didn't get that out there far enough.
Almost lulled Jammer, but Jammer at that last second able to raise that right arm and just get a piece of it. 2nd and 10, and they'll give it to Morris, and Morris will take the ball just back to the line of scrimmage. Stephen Cooper comes up to make the tackle there. No gain. 3rd down and 10 as the clock ticks down to 7 minutes to go in the period.
Getting back to Randy Moss and being the best deep threat in football, if they can establish that with Moss and Castle, that is big, I'll tell you, because then all defenses have to adapt and adjust to that.
As the 49ers did last week when they connected for a 66-yard touchdown pass, and he went deep again on one play, but it was intercepted because it was underthrown. 3rd down, 10. 5-man rush this time, and the pass is caught by Welker, and he'll be stopped by his left ankle by Eric Weddle at the 31-yard line. And now Gostowski's had a perfect season kicking field goals, 10 for 10, and he's made 17 straight over 2 years. Will come in to try to tie the game.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that Matt Castle is going to have to do is get the ball beyond 10 yards. I mean, we talked about this earlier. 80% of his passes are behind 10 yards, or less than 10 yards.
48-yard attempt to try to tie the game, and Gostowski is no good. Wide to the left. Under 6 minutes to play in the opening quarter. The 3-1 Patriots, the 2-3 Chargers in San Diego. Rivers to the outside. That pass is caught for a very short gain. Brandon Manu Maliuna. A couple of Patriot injuries to address. More on that. Let's go to Andrea.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Al, both on defense. Defensive end Jarvis Green was helped off the field. Now, usually they look at a player on the sidelines. They just carted him right off. He's got an ankle injury. They're calling his return questionable. And cornerback Ellis Hobbs is in the locker room as well, walked off into the locker room. He's got a leg injury. He's questionable. Remember, he's also valuable on special teams.
Absolutely. Green plays behind Seymour but rotates in. Hobbs comes out, and you've got Lewis Sanders taking his spot at his cornerback position. Straight up the middle here on a 2nd down and 6 goes LT, tackled by Wilfork. Now, Tomlinson, one thing about him, John, we know is that he doesn't play in preseason. Neither did Brady, and Brady got hurt. And then people were beginning to wonder, maybe he needs some preseason action because, once again, he's off to a fairly slow start.
Yeah, I'll buy that slow start part, and I'll buy the injury part, but I won't buy the old and over-the-hill part. I mean, LT is not close to being old, nor is he close to being over the hill.
He's 29 years old. He's in his 8th year in the league. It's 3rd down and 4. And Rivers will gun one for a first down, though Harrison says, pleading his case to the official, Gates making the catch, and the way Rodney got up, he thought it wasn't a catch, but it is, and that'll move the chains.
Yeah, this is a big part of Gates here. You're going to see him just come up. Rodney Harrison has the inside. Gates kind of just pushes into him and turns around. But what Phillip Rivers does here is he doesn't just throw the ball to Gates. He throws it away from the defender, Rodney Harrison.
Yeah, but Harrison was actually saying to the official was offensive interference. He pushed off.
Yeah, he did. That's how he got open.
Yeah. Here's Darren Sproles in the backfield now, and they fake it to him. And Rivers steps up, and Rivers is going deep for Floyd. And Malcolm Floyd makes the catch for a touchdown. 49 yards, and they go to work on Deltha O'Neal tonight. And O'Neal has now given up passes of 48 and 49.
That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to work deep. They're going to work deep on their right side. They're going to work deep with O'Neal, and they're just going to get the ball up there in the air.
Great catch, and then he cradles it to his body and goes down and maintains control of it all the way to the ground. And, of course, upstairs the Patriot coaches are looking at that, telling Belichick whether or not he should challenge. And there's nothing to challenge. Extra point by Kading is good.
Chambers wasn't going to play, and Phillip Rivers said that Malcolm Floyd will play more. And he said this is his kind of game because the corners play off, they don't press, and if you play off of him, he will get some deep ones on you.
Now with Hobbs back in the locker room, this is Matthew Slater
for staying there. He said that that he went to USC for the education. I said, did you think of transferring someplace else? And he goes, no. He said, because I went there for the education, I was going to get the education anyway. Gave Leinart the job, then he went and played baseball at USC.
Well, he was drafted by the Oakland A's in the 36th round, but out of 50 rounds a few years back, and he said, they offered him about $5 in a plane ticket, and he said, no, thank you. And there are his numbers at SC in a backup, I would say in a mop-up role, but they weren't mopping up very much.
That's what Bill Belichick said. He said, how much did you know of him, and how much did you see him? He said he had 33 passes at USC. He said, I saw every one of those, and that's it.
He played some tight end, he played on special teams, and he played baseball one year. Kevin Falk is in the backfield with Castle. Castle over the middle on 3rd down, and the pass is behind the tight end, Benjamin Watson. So the crowd right now is electric because they watched their team score on a 48-yard touchdown pass. Now they watch the 3 and out. Now you've got another Patriot who is down. They already have 2 injuries defensively. The starting right tackle, they've already lost Jarvis Green. Now you've got Sproles. Last year on a Sunday night game against Indianapolis, Sproles ran a kickoff back and a punt back for touchdowns. And the left-footed Hansen has been around a long time. Sends a line drive that's dropped and picked up by Sproles at the 28. He's got a ton of room on this side across the 50, and he gets tackled up at the 45-yard line by the punter, Hansen. Well, you won't be there. You're going to take a week. That's right. I forgot.
No, I won't.
More on that later. San Francisco Bay for you next week. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And here is Tomlinson, and LaDainian looking a little bit like the old LT. Gains 11, picks up a 1st down.
Yeah, and the Patriots went back to their 3-4 defense. They've been using a 4-man line. Here you'll see the 3-4 defense. And they start a lead to the right, and then the fullback, Tolbert, bends it back to the left, and it becomes a lead to the left. What was happening to the Chargers is the side that they would lead to, the linebackers were starting to blitz that side. So they put this play in to counter that.
LT 4 carries, 17 yards tonight. Called his number again, and this time he's able to surge and burrow forward for a gain of about 4. Take a look at LT through the years, and coming out of college and becoming a starter almost immediately, picked number 1 in 01. And Eddie George, take a look at that. The only other guy with 350 or more carries and catches, plus catches, in other words, runs plus receptions over that length of time, 7 years. And of course, with Eddie, he did it for 7 years, and then they only lasted 2 more.
And you only do that because they're great players, and you want to feed them the ball.
2nd and 7. And he gets it off to Tomlinson, and Tomlinson will be forced out of bounds a couple of yards shy of the 1st down at the 26-yard line as he gets pushed out of bounds by Gerard Mayo.
I was talking to LT about his toe the other day, and it's the big toe on his right foot. And he says he has a tough time running to the right because he always wants to cut back to the left. And when you run to the right and you cut back to your left, you have to plant that right foot and really, in essence, cut off the big toe. And he said that's where he has problems. So instead of cutting off the big toe, he kind of rolls off it. I don't mean cut.
I know that.
I know the way you're looking at me. I was like, cut off his big toe. No. He cuts off his right foot, but all the pressure goes to his right toe.
3rd and 2. And the pass is incomplete, so on a 3rd and 2, they run an out to the tight end, Manu Maliuna, covered by Merriweather, and it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, here's LT from 2006, and you see all the weight goes to his right toe when he makes his cut to the left. And that's what he said with the right toe being hurt. That's a problem he has, that he can't make that move.
Now a 44-yard field goal attempt for Kading. Mike Cyphers will do the holding, and Kading's kick hits the upright. So Nate Kading, in his career here in San Diego, can regular season miss.
Did you see how at the end of it he ended up on his back?
Yeah.
I have no idea what happened.
And 1st down now, they give the ball to Sammy Morris, the ex-Miami Dolphin. And he picks up about 3 yards. Go back and take another look at Kading and the kick. Yeah,
that's his reaction to it. That's the old body English, huh?
Yep.
He left it out there too much and left, because I saw him flop and go on his back. I think, what kind of follow through was that?
Fake inside. Now Moss on a screen. And Randy's a yard short of the 1st down. Antoine Cason makes the tackle. It'll be the 2nd quarter. It'll be a quarterback keeper by Matt Castle. And that's a 1st down off a 3rd and 1. The Patriots going with that Nick Kazir with an ankle injury back in the locker room. Return is questionable. So Mark LaVore, number 64, who was picked up on waivers at the beginning of the season from the Rams, is the new right tackle. Bill Belichick going over things with his defense, and here's LaVore coming up to the line of scrimmage.
I think one thing they don't want to forget is the deep shots to Randy Moss, and they're in pretty good field position for that.
3 receivers to the right. The ball is almost knocked loose, but Castle is able to now tuck it in, keep it, and just about get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the Chargers are doing a good job of mixing up their defenses, and their linebackers are active. I mean, they've been blitzing 1 or 2 guys every time. That time it was their nose tackle, Jamal Williams, just getting a push right there, straight up the middle on Dan Copeland in the center. Remember, that's what the Giants did to him in the Super Bowl, get the push up the middle, and everyone this year has been doing that for the Patriot offense.
Williams came within a whisker of creating a fumble, forcing one. 2nd and 10. Out of the outside, the throw it to Welker, but he's in a lot of traffic that time. Nowhere to roam. Marcus Harris outside backer 92 makes the tackle, setting up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 10.
You know, in that first down pass where we saw the pass rush of Jamal Williams, I think that they were trying to take a shot to Randy Moss. They had him in a slot and he ran a post, and it was pretty good coverage. And of course, Castle just didn't have the time.
That pass to Welker, the 10th thrown to him behind the line of scrimmage this season, most in the league for any receiver. 3rd down and 10.
This is a play that Matt Castle has to make. Pick up 12 yards.
Steps up, throws, caught, 49-yard line. Falk will not get the first down. He gets banged down 3 yards shy of it. Their number 1 pick, Cason, and then Jammer comes in to make sure it doesn't advance any farther, and in comes the punting group.
Yeah, and that's a problem. I know what they're trying to do. I mean, they want to take the shot on 1st down to Randy Moss, so when you don't get it, you're 2nd and 10. Then if you don't get something there, then you're 3rd and long. And Matt Castle hasn't developed with this offense to the point that he's going to pick up a lot of 3rd and longs.
Hansen to punt. Sproles is back, standing at the 10-yard line. And the left footer sends one skyward toward the corner. It bounces into 2, and they're going to down it at about the 3-yard line. So he's able to put a little backspin on it after yardage in the first quarter. A 48-yard pass and a 49-yard pass. That'll help. And this is Mike Tolbert, a rookie out of Coastal Carolina, playing fullback. And for years, of course, Lorenzo Neal was here, so he's gone now, and they bring Tolbert in and think that, you know, he can fill that role to some extent.
And it's tough because you have to be a lead blocker, you have to be a pass catcher, and it's tough for a rookie free agent.
Ellis Hobbs back in at right corner. He was in the prior series as well, as LaDainian Tomlinson gives them a little bit more breathing room. To the 10-yard line goes LT, where it'll be 3rd down and 3 for San Diego.
You know, we were talking about LT, you know, cutting from his right, going to his left. And watch him tonight. Watch when he tries to plant that right foot and cut, he can't do it. And then he takes it out of the ground. So that right foot and that right toe is still bothering him. I mean, he says it's getting better, and it probably is getting better. But to say it's okay, you're not ready to do that.
3rd and 3 from the shotgun. Thomas showed blitz, then backs off. Rivers going deep on a 3rd and 3, and that is incomplete, and that's Hobbs that time, who had position on Vincent Jackson. So Hobbs, who was shaken up earlier, missed one kickoff return, comes back in. Great positioning on that. San Diego will punt.
And because you have great positioning, the little guy can cover the tall guy. I mean, here's where he's at a height disadvantage, but because he has better position, he's going to make the play.
That's when you can give away 8 inches as he does. Mike Cypher's having a fabulous season, averaging 52 yards a kick, but this one isn't particularly good, and is fair caught at the 43-yard line. By screen here on NBC. Good field position now, the 43 of San Diego after the short punt, and the pass is caught by Sammy Morris, and Sammy will gain 7 before he's pushed back by Jamal Williams again, who joined us late. Lawrence Maroney, their number 1 back, with a shoulder injury. He was in and out of the game last week in San Francisco. He is inactive tonight. There he is. Lamont Jordan is also inactive tonight, so it's Morris, Falk, and Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, a rookie.
Watch this. Here's Jamal Williams at about 5 yards, 6 yards downfield. Kevin Falk had to think, where in the heck did that come from? I'm in the middle of the football field and I run into a nose tackle.
2nd and 3 from the 37-yard line. Here's Morris now, and he will not pick up a first down. 2 yards shy. Tom Brady is in Southern California, but he's not in San Diego. Tom had surgery in Los Angeles earlier this week, so he's begun his rehab out here in SoCal. Bill Belichick, of course, losing his someday Hall of Fame quarterback on opening day. But that surgery, of course, is gone for the year as Brady, but he does hope to be back at 100% sometime before the start of training camp next year.
I'm sure he will be with what they do with surgeries and rehab today.
3rd and 2, and that'll be a first down as Sammy Morris carries it again and moves the change to the 31-yard line. First down for the Patriots.
Yeah, and this is a dilemma for the Patriots right now, I think, with Matt Castle. It's great field position to take a shot. And you have Randy Moss. But if you don't make it, then you're going to end up 2nd and long. And if you don't make that, you're 3rd and long. And you're not real good in that area. So I would think when you get here and you have Randy Moss, somewhere you have to take a shot to the end zone with him.
Got Cromartie on him. You saw Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator, who calls the plays. He's on the headset to Castle. 1st and 10. They empty the backfield. 5 receivers go out. Here comes the pressure. Castle feels it, but then he can't escape the grasp of Stephen Cooper, who missed the first 4 games this season for violating the league's policy, taking a banned substance. Came back last week and picks up the sack here.
This is what the Chargers are doing well. They're really mixing up their pressures, and they're blitzing their inside linebackers. And as I said earlier, that's the thing that you want to do against the Patriots, is give them pressure up the middle. And the Chargers have been doing a good job of that.
Ticking down to 8 minutes left in the quarter. Inside handoff this time, and they give the ball to the fullback. That's Heath Evans. Carries the ball normally about twice a game. 8th-year man out of Auburn. And that'll make it 3rd down and 8.
See, and again, this is the area where Matt Castle has to step up. He has to be able to make these plays. I mean, you would like to, get that ball up, 10, 12 yards.
Castle again throwing a lot of short passes to this point, averaging 4.5 yards per pass attempt. 3rd and 8. Pressure. Castle this time going deep, and the pass is fielded by Randy Moss, but he never had control of it. Quentin Jammer was there. It looked like Moss may be coming down with it, but Randy couldn't gain possession of it. Out of bounds he goes, and it's 4th down.
I like that call, and I like that throw. And what the Chargers want to do is they want to press Moss. They get up on him. Oh, he did have the ball. He did have the catch. And then Jammer gets his hand in there. Watch him get that left hand in there and knock the ball out. Very good coverage.
Now a 47-yard attempt for Gostowski, who earlier missed one from 48. That was his first miss of the season. Hansett puts it down, and this time Gostowski is good. In Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific time. Halfway through the 2nd quarter, here we go now on the kickoff. Gostowski sending it down to the 2-yard line, and that is Sproles, and Sproles out to the 25-yard line. And that's where Phillip Rivers will take over with 7:08 to go in the half. Let's take a look at some of the Patriot defensive work tonight.
Well, Bill Belichick is always going to give you something different. They're a 3-man line, but here's the way they started tonight. 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, a 4-3. And then when they got them out of that, they went back to their normal defense, which is 3 defensive linemen and 4 linebackers. But they also used these sub-packages. They had 4 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs or nickel. And they also had the 2 linemen here, 3 linebackers, and dime or 6 defensive backs. So they give you a different look just about every series, and then just about every down within every series.
This time 4 down linemen and guys moving around in the secondary and the linebackers, and Tomlinson is able to take the swing pass before he is forced out of bounds by Gerard Mayo, and LaDainian Tomlinson is able to pick up enough to move the chains, a first down.
Yeah, and I'm very impressed with this Charger offensive line and the job that they've been doing, because again, they expected a 3-man line, and they expected to be, double teaming the nose tackle and coming up in the second level and linebackers. And then, here come the Patriots, and they play them just about this whole game in a 4-man line, as we see now. And I think the Charger offensive line has made a great adjustment.
Floyd provides the leverage for Tomlinson. And LaDainian looking, but can't get around the corner. However, LaDainian Tomlinson tonight has gone over 11,000 yards in his career. LaDainian now in his 8th season, and there he is, 17th player to do it, and he's the 4th fastest in terms of games played to reach that figure to do it. And there are the guys in front of him, and well, that's a way to get into the Hall of Fame, isn't it?
That's a heck of a group. I'd take that whole bunch and play any of you.
2nd and 9 from the 36-yard line. Rivers throwing, and he finds Jackson along the sideline, and he makes the catch. Vincent Jackson, who caught a bomb on the first series, tackled there by the cornerback, the rookie Terrence Wheatley out of Colorado, and a first down for San Diego.
Yeah, I like the way Phillip Rivers is playing. I mean, this is the toughest throw that you're going to have. You know, that out pattern where you have to drill it out there before the defensive back can get there. He gets his hips turned, rotated, steps out there, and puts that ball right on his receiver.
At the 49-yard line. First down. Tomlinson gets smacked by Ty Warren. Just a little trivia, John. Who's the last Vincent Jackson to play in the NFL before this Vincent Jackson?
Bo Jackson.
You got it.
Vincent
That's
Jackson.
exactly right. Bo Jackson's given name was Vincent Jackson.
Right, and if Bo Jackson doesn't get hurt, I mean, he could go down as one of the. I mean, he could be one of the greatest players that ever played in the NFL anyway. But I mean, when you talk about athletes, I think you put Bo Jackson right up there at the top.
What a combo! Baseball, football, incredible. 2nd and 11, and that is dropped right into the hands of the aforementioned one, Mr. Jackson. 3rd down and 11.
And it's one of those things that, you know, you say the receiver looked up, and he's either looking up worrying about the hit, or he's looking up to see what his next move is going to be. I don't know. I mean, that's a pretty good throw.
Right
you know, and he was just kind of looking up, I think, to see where that safety was. And again, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say he was looking for the safety so that he could make a move on the safety and get in the end zone.
3 catches and 1 drop for him. Now you've got the 2 down lineman here. 3rd down and 11. Rivers pump faking. He's going to go deep into traffic, and it's almost intercepted by Brandon Merriweather, who's down on the grass. Vincent Jackson was the intended receiver there, and it will be 4th down. Merriweather, their 1st-round pick out of the University of Miami. That would be held by Sammy Ball, who in 1940 had a punting average of 51-4. Cyphers coming into tonight's game 52-6. This kick bounces at the 16-yard line and will be downed by Kasim Osgood, their special teams maven, at the 6-yard line. So Cyphers is able to pin them deep again. And for Mike Cyphers, that time a 46-yard boot.
Cyphers is one of those guys that has every kick. You know, you talk about a quarterback and you say that guy can make every throw. Cyphers can make every kick. Watch how this ball is. He points it down and kicks it this way, so it's not a spiral. The ball goes end over end. And then I was watching him in practice the other day. Then when it hits, instead of bounding into the end zone, it checks up and comes back.
Vertical.
Kind of like your wedge shots.
Not mine. maybe like Mickelson's. Ball at the 6-yard line, 1st down. 4.5 to play in the half. Here's Morris. Nothing over the right side. And again, that right side is where they're missing Kazir, who went out with an ankle injury, and Mark LaVore is getting the action, number 64, 2nd down.
You know, we were talking earlier how the Patriots are still a good team. They're a well-coached team. You know, they have a big part of the ingredients, and they're going to have to win games a little differently, I think, this year than, of course, they did with, as they call him, Tommy.
Especially with Tommy and them averaging 37 a game last season, you can't expect that to happen again. Here's Welker up to the 14-yard line. He gets tackled by Eric Weddle, and so it will be 3rd down and 2.
I think these are the situations that they try and keep Matt Castle in, is they call them manageable down and distance. And You know, 2nd and 5 or 6 is manageable. 3rd and 2 is very manageable.
Patriots, key 3rd down here, and as much as the half is winding down, they're deep in their own territory. They're forced to punt. San Diego should get the ball back around midfield, and they figure to do just that because you've got Cason coming in from his cornerback spot, their #1 pick, and Castillo is exultant. Kevin Falk can't pick up the 1st down. They're forced to punt.
Yeah, because when they see him in an I formation, 2 backs right here, straight behind the quarterback, the Chargers know it's run, and they're going to really attack the line of scrimmage. I thought maybe they would spread him out a little, put Falk offset, but when Falk is back there in an I formation, it's going to be run.
Hansen comes into the game averaging 44 yards a kick. Sproles sets up at his own 40-yard line. Very dangerous is Sproles. He moves to his right, he backpedals, fields at the 33-yard line. Past the 40 he comes, down the sideline he goes, and Sproles into New England territory, and there's a flag down as he gets tackled at the 46-yard line by Mayo.
During the return, personal foul, number 51 of the kicking team, face mask. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, 1st down.
And that'll put him in great shape. Let's go down.
To this defense, it all starts with the defensive line. They're playing a lot of 4-man line tonight, as we see here.
The face mask penalty was on Mayo, and now you've got Tomlinson picking up 2 tough yards to the 29-yard line, and that's going to take us down to the 2-minute warning. And looking, all is coming up on the Toyota halftime report. Here, 2nd down and 8 now. San Diego with all of its timeouts. Rivers working the sideline, caught by Floyd. Got position on O'Neal, and Rivers able to make the catch and move the chains at the 12-yard line. 1st down.
Yeah, that's their game plan. They're working over there on Delph O'Neal, and as long as he is off like that, Malcolm Floyd will make these plays all night. That's what Phillip Rivers, exactly what he was talking about when he was saying, this is Malcolm Floyd's kind of game. I'm glad to have him.
Floyd comes out to the left this time. Hobbs has him. Vincent Jackson goes to the right. O'Neal has Jackson. And Rivers takes a look at the defense and says, hold on a second.
Norris said that's something that we've known all along. When the schedule came out, we've planned for that, and our players have planned for that.
They give the ball to Tomlinson, and LT with some tough running inside. Gets taken down by Mayo, but not before he gets inside the 5-yard line. That'll make it 2nd down and 2.
You're going to see LT is going to start up there to the right. He cuts off that right foot pretty well, and there's nothing on that backside of that Patriot defense. And when he gets to that point and he looks back there, there is nothing there, and he knows that he's going to get 6 or 7 yards.
No urgency right here, as San Diego can afford to let the time come off the clock. Milk it down. It's 2nd down and 2. They still have 2 timeouts. The ball is at the 4-yard line. 3 receivers to the left. Rivers looks that way, then goes over the middle and finds the open man. That's Jackson for a touchdown. Vincent Jackson.
I was just going to say goodbye Phillip Rivers, because Vincent Jackson had to be his 2nd or 3rd option. He looked out there to the left, and he had 2 guys outside, and then he came back to the inside to Vincent Jackson.
4 catches for Jackson tonight. He and Floyd each have touchdowns. Kading with the extra point.
Patriots are playing in their secondary. They're playing right into his hands.
Might have had some herbal tea, in fact. 9-yard line, Ellis Hobbs. And he gets wrestled down. And it's a 17-3 San Diego advantage. So the Patriots now with all of their timeouts. The ball is at the 26-yard line. And Castle's going to get sacked, and the ball is going to come loose. And trying to recover it, and able to do so is Mark LaVore, the backup right tackle. He had Marcus Harris coming in 92 the outside linebacker. He forced the fumble, but the right tackle for the Patriots, taking the place of the injured Kazir, is able to make the recovery, and the guys look up at the board and enjoy what their work brought them.
Marcus Harris does a good job in the pass rush, getting his hands on, then taking the inside.
Patriots last year, tremendous protection for Brady, as we saw there. This is Kevin Fall taking it to the 24. San Diego will take another timeout.
He's getting the ball to him and all those types of things that Matt Castle doesn't have a lot of experience in.
And now you've got a 3rd down and 12, and San Diego was out of timeouts. 17-3 San Diego at the break. The president of the Chargers presenting him that trophy. So it's another award for a great pass rusher.
Ray, one of the all-time great pass rushers, as you say, both here in San Diego and then up with the 49ers.
Kickoff off Kading's foot, fielded by Ellis Hobbs. And they've been able to bottle up Hobbs. Good coverage tonight by San Diego's return units as we go to Andrea.
Well, while I was waiting to talk to Norv Turner, I was speaking with Chris Chambers, who's inactive this week. Now, he was in all the game plan meetings. He said that the plan coming out was to be aggressive, get the ball down the field early to try to establish some offensive rhythm. He said they also felt they could take advantage of a size mismatch, their 6'5 receivers against 5'11 Deltha O'Neal. Now, Norv Turner said they have to score, continue, keep the tempo they've had, because the Patriots can score a lot of points, and they need balance. To finish the game, you have to run.
Thank you, Andrew. The Patriots also need offense. They've had 87 yards in the game at halftime, and the first pass is caught, and then it's Sammy Morris who had his knee down with contact, so they whistle it to a halt at the 25-yard line after a gain of 3 yards. And you know, John, we watched Bill Belichick, and I don't know what precipitated it, but walking off the field at halftime, he was getting an earful from his offensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels.
There it is right there, and you know, again, you can't speculate on, you know, who's saying to who or what else was said, but that doesn't look real good. I mean, you don't like that kind of look going off the field at halftime.
5 receivers, empty backfield, passes caught by Morris, and he'll turn that into a first down. So Morris with back-to-back plays called his number. Again, Lawrence Maroney's shoulder injury is out, so Morris doing the bulk of the work in the backfield, and Fall comes in on 3rd down.
You know, in the passing game, you have 3 levels. You have a short level, and you know, and that would be anything from, you know, the line of scrimmage to 10 yards, and then you have the medium from 10 to 20, and then deep from 20 up. I think that Matt Castle has established that he can throw that short stuff. He has to get to work on that medium and deep stuff.
Only 1 pass caught by Moss tonight, and that for 6 yards. Castle, he's going to keep it, and Castle's going to almost pick up a first down as he gets to the 45-yard line, tackled by Phillips. And let's take a look at what they've been doing with Moss tonight.
You know, they've had a lot more one-on-one than you would anticipate. Here it was there, Castle sees him, just didn't get the ball out there enough. You said this is going to kind of be a zone here, and he's running in between a zone. Castle didn't have time on that one. Here he gets one-on-one coverage, raises his hand. Jammer did a great job in knocking that ball out of there.
Terrific play. 2nd down and 1. Early 3rd quarter, San Diego up by 14. From the gun, 4-man rush. Clean pocket, caught. Moss to the 40-yard line. The ball came loose for a second, but he's able to gather it back in to keep possession after the hit by the inside linebacker Dobbins. That's a 15-yard gain for the Pats.
Yeah, and that's where Castle had to go. You know, we talked about the medium and the deep, and it had all been short. Here's Randy Moss. He's the slot receiver here. You see him hit on his zone, come up, find a little hole in that zone, and Castle makes a good throw to him. But that's the area. The medium and the deep is where he's going to have to start working this half.
From the gun with the empty backfield again. And that pass will be good for about 8 more yards as it's hauled in by Wes Welker. So a good-looking opening drive, and it was a good-looking opening drive in the first half for New England that resulted in a missed field goal.
You know, and that's maybe what McDaniels and Belichick were talking about on their way off the field at halftime. Let's go to this.
Again with 5 receivers. This time, Castle for the moment looked like he was coming up under center, but backs off. On 2nd down and 2. A little bit more pressure this time from the Chargers, and the pass is incomplete. And that time Moss had actually gotten behind Antonio Cromartie, but Cromartie had good enough position. The pass was thrown short. 3rd down and 2.
Right, and now they're starting to do the things that I feel that they have to do. I mean, this is going to change the Charger defense. I mean, he just has to get there. Randy Moss gets one-on-one. He has a guy beat by 2 or 3 yards. You have to get him the ball.
Yeah.
That's why you slap both hands to your helmet.
Yeah, he actually beaten Cromartie. Cromartie started to stumble out in front. The pass wasn't even close. 3rd down and 2. Rush 4, 7 cover. He's going to run, slide, 1st down as he takes the ball to the 28-yard line. So Matt Castle able to move the chains again.
That was one of the first things Bill Belichick said about Matt Castle. Was what does he have and what is he and what do you see in him? And the first thing Bill said is he's very athletic.
The whole family's athletic. Both of his brothers are in professional baseball. One pitched to the Astros this season and the Padres last year. Blitz, heavy blitz. And it's caught by Morris, and he's able to spin away, get inside the 10, and take it down to the 1-yard line. He spun away from Matt Wilhelm, who then has to chase him down and tackles him at the 1 after a 28-yard pickup.
Yeah, you see they put Sammy Morris out wide like a wide receiver. Then that brings the inside linebacker out with him. So now you know if you can just get your ball, if you can just get the ball to your back out in space, he can make plays like this.
And he beat Wilhelm, and then Wilhelm is able to save the touchdown. He went right into Cromartie there. Castle off the play fake, and he's going to have to throw that one out of the end zone. So they run play action on 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Intended, Mike Vrabel was in the area, but he was covered, and so the pass was thrown away. And everybody knows Vrabel is going to be in the area on goal line.
Right, and this is a good fake here. Matt Castle put the ball in, kept it in his right hand, put the ball on his hip, faked it with his left, and they really held that defense to the inside, but there was no one open.
And now, hit in the backfield is Morris as he tries to get out of the way. Actually, it was Copeland, the center, who got pushed back and helped to break up the play. As he gets stopped at the line of scrimmage, it'll be 3rd down and goal.
Goal line, there's the guy that you have to block right here. Jamal Williams, you have to get that guy in the middle. You have to get the nose tackle block. Now, when the nose tackle does that to your center, there is no way you're going to run the ball in.
Credit Williams was saving that touchdown. 3rd down and goal. Castle throwing, and that pass is incomplete. So they run play action on 1st down, intended for Vrabel and incomplete. You got Williams breaking up the play in the middle on 2nd down, and this one's incomplete, setting up 4th down and goal.
And Castle's looking all the way for his receiver. Finds it just doesn't make the throw.
And now the Patriots will at least line up to go for it on 4th down and goal from the 1-yard line. 70,000 rise as one at Qualcomm Stadium for this goal line stand. Play fake. Castle. He's going to try to run for it and won't get it. And in the NFL, over the first month and a half, it's been a season of goal line stands.
Great goal line defense by the Chargers there, both against the run and the play action pass. It's on 4th down, and their tight end, Ben Watson, was wide open.
And have some running room on 1st down as they give it to the fullback, Mike Tolbert, out to the 5-yard line. Let's take a look at Watson on that last 4th down play.
See, that's one thing about a play action pass. You know that you're going to fool someone. You don't always know who it is, so you have to be able to scan the whole field. You see, it looks like Castle is trying to get back to this side, but again, Jamal Williams is right there. But I think on that goal line stand, Jamal Williams made a couple of big plays.
Tremendous play to knock Copen back into Morris. And now Rivers is going to air it out from his end zone, and on the run it's Vincent Jackson making the catch. Another big play for Vincent Jackson as he takes it to the 35-yard line. 2:38. This is his first possession of the quarter. Rodney Harrison was slow in getting off the field, so he's out of the lineup. Got Merriweather in. And a first down from the 35-yard line. Back to the ground, and LaDainian Tomlinson for a 2-yard pickup.
You know, the Patriots and the Chargers have played each other, you know, so many times that I think the Patriots came in here and said, you know, we got to stop LT with the run, and we have to stop Antonio Gates. And they've done a pretty good job on that, and it's the wide receivers of the Chargers that are killing.
Jackson 5 for 134. Floyd a touchdown, a 49-yard reception. Meanwhile, Gates, who figured to be, or you would think had to be a big guy tonight, just 2 grabs. Harrison back in. Mono Maliuna sets up as the fullback. Rivers going deep again, and you've got no flag, and the crowd can't believe it. Now there's a flag. Now a flag gets thrown. You got Jackson and Ellis Hobbs were there, and then the flag does come in. In fact, 2 as if to emphasize.
Pass interference. Number 27 defense. First down at the 1-yard line.
Vincent Jackson has that same thing that Randy Moss has. Once you get a step, you put your arm up and then say, just chunk it out there. Phillip Rivers did. Ellis Hobbs right on him with pass interference, hitting him before the ball gets there.
32-yard penalty, so they try to culminate what would be a 98-yard drive after the goal line stand. The play fake, the pass, caught by Gates. Touchdown, San Diego.
Play action fake on the goal line. Like I said, you know you're going to fool someone. You're not exactly sure who it is, but the guy that is fooled and the guy that's wide open, you better be able to find him when you come out of your play action. Phillip Rivers did that perfectly.
4 plays, 98 yards. You had the 59-yarder to Jackson. You had your turn of events after it looks like it's going to be 17-10 San Diego. The goal line stand, the 98-yard drive, the kickoff fielded now by Hobbs at the 3-yard line. And Ellis brings it back out to the 24-yard line. So a lot of work ahead for Matt Castle and his New England Patriots before they head back on a red-eye to Foxborough. 7:02 left in the third.
Right off the Patriots helmets, I think.
You could put lipstick on a helmet, but it's still a helmet. From the 24-yard line, first down for New England. Off his back foot, it's intercepted. Picked off by Quentin Jammer.
They know that that's where the Patriots like to go with Welker in the middle. Jammer is just going to get a jump on it. You see Welker's in here in the slot. He starts across, and Jammer just starts to run with him, and that was just a poor pass. I mean, that was just thrown over Welker's head, and there was no way that he could have caught it, and it was right to Quentin Jammer.
Number 1 pick in 02, a starter since late in his rookie season. Quentin Jammer with the interception. 6:57 to go in the third quarter. 24-3 is the score. Now LT cannot get out of the backfield. He is tackled by Mike Vrabel, number 50. Last 10 years, and Bill Belichick's been the coach since 2000, so that goes back to when Pete Carroll was still coaching the team in the late 90s. The Colts last November would be the only other team with a 98-yard drive against this team. And Bill Belichick in a situation that he has not been in very often in a number of seasons. Second down and 9. Flag is thrown. You know, one thing about the Patriots, too, in case you didn't read about it this week, they spent the year.
Number 68 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Chris Steelman, they spent the week in Northern California. They played San Francisco last week. Instead of flying home, they went down to San Jose State and trained, and then flew down here yesterday. And a lot of guys said it was almost like training camp all over again.
Right, and they all said it was a good thing, and they all liked it, and the coaches liked it, and the players for the most part liked it. And if they don't start playing better, I know that someone's going to say that's why they played that way. I don't believe that. I mean, the Chargers are playing very well. They're playing very aggressively. They're beating them at the line of scrimmage. They're doing all the things that they have to beat them, and it has nothing to do with the Patriots staying in San Jose.
Second down and 19. And this is Sproles giving Tomlinson a breather. And Sproles takes the ball down to the 26-yard line where he's tackled by the safety, James Sanders.
This is a guy that'll take the ball anywhere. You think he's a little guy and he won't run inside. Well, he will run inside, and the Patriot defense knows that. So when he starts inside, they have to step in there, and then he can bounce it and take it to the outside. Usually when you would see him in this position here, it would usually be a screen pass to him. When they were in this formation and he was right here, they usually screen to him.
3rd and 10. And that is caught but shy of a first down. And Merriweather comes in and says not even a catch, but the official says I beg to differ with you. Floyd making the catch there, and it will be 4th down. The crowd wants Turner to go for it. But with a 21-point lead right now, you can tack on 3 more.
Right, no, he has to kick the field. No,
yeah.
no. North Turner's done a heck of a job of coaching and play calling tonight, and you have to take the field goal here.
I'm with you. Isn't it amazing how much smarter a coach is from one week to the next? So, I mean, you go to Miami and you lose, and everybody's going, oh, we got rid of the wrong Turner, because Michael Turner got traded or was sent to Atlanta. And now all of a sudden, Norv's IQ went up about 15, 20 points tonight.
Right, Norv Turner has been brilliant tonight.
Field goal is good by Kading from 35 yards. 4:20 to go, 3rd quarter.
Glass, drink it right out of the glass, whatever it may be.
The volcano drink.
Old volcano.
Matthew Slater will run this one back from the 1-yard line. Whoa, and he runs into a truck up at the 24-yard line with Brandon Seiler on the license plate.
Well, you wonder how someone could run that square into a guy. At some point, you have to see him to make a little move. He didn't see Seiler at all. Oh, did you see his head shake on that one?
Yep.
They're just showing it on the big board here, and the fans just reacted to it again.
70,000 woes.
Seiler said, that's why you lift them weights.
Watson sets up in the slot. Castle. Play fake, and then he has that one batted down. He's had a years back. Low pick. 2nd and 10. Fall. Off the screen. And he will get taken down with a form tackle up at the 29-yard line by Weddle.
Don't you feel that the Chargers are just that much more aggressive than the Patriots tonight? That they've been dominating, both sides of the line of scrimmage. They've been going after him. There's Ted Cottrell, the defensive coordinator, putting pressure on, using pressure defenses, pressure up the middle, inside linebackers. I mean, they have really brought it to the Patriots.
Well, Cottrell, like Turner, under, some heat every time this team doesn't live up to expectations. But tonight, a masterful job. 3rd and 5. Pass to the outside. Caught by Jabbar Gaffney. And he will get wrestled down shy of the first down. And New England will be forced to punt again with the clock ticking down to the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, and that was a pressure defense there. And that's when the pressure works. You don't get the sack, but you make the quarterback throw the ball before he wants to. And then when he throws it before he wants to, then they end up 4th down and punting. So the pressure did work.
Sproles running it back. Chris Hansen, 10th year out of Marshall. University to punt. Sproles is going to let it go, and the kick will bound out of bounds up at the 18-yard line. And very infrequently have they looked on with their team down by 24, but that is the case tonight in San Diego. The ball is at the 18-yard line, first down for the Chargers. And LT gets bottled up again. They've done a pretty good job, have the Patriots, in bottling him up tonight. 11 yards, his longest gain. Rodney Harrison, we mentioned before, 15th year in the league. Played 9 years here, and Chargers at that point figured, well, that's about enough for a safety and all of that. And meanwhile, he goes on to New England and has a stellar 6 seasons with them. 2-time Pro Bowl selection. Super Bowl rings up there. You forget that he was a Charger so long ago. He played in San Diego's only Super Bowl following the '94 season. Rivers, and that is dropped by Vincent Jackson. Chargers to 1 Super Bowl against San Francisco. It's the day Steve Young threw 6 touchdown passes in Miami. Harrison was a rookie and played special teams.
Harrison has been a great player for a long time, and he's really a smart player, and he plays all the positions. I mean, he's a safety, and he comes up in nickel and dime. He'll be a corner, he'll be a linebacker. He can do all those things, and in the NFL, he's one of the big hitters. It has been for 15 years.
That's his reputation, but a very classy, intelligent guy. 3rd down and 9. The ball is at the 19-yard line. And that is caught by Gates over the middle. And Gates will move the chains as he takes it out to the 41-yard line as they convert on 3rd down and 3rd and 9.
And this is the thing that the Patriots can't do that Phillip Rivers and the Chargers can do. It all starts with pass protection, good pass protection. Here's Antonio Gates getting a little separation. That's where he's been having trouble. You know, he had a hip injury, and he can't make those quick cuts or quick breaks, and that's where he's outstanding normally.
4 catches, 35 yards, and a touchdown for the San Diego tight end. Sproles now. Sanders comes up to make the hit. There's Harrison. One other thing about Harrison, we had a laugh like crazy last night. You know, you meet with the players.
That's the same thing. But they wouldn't want to talk about that.
Yeah, maybe think about that. 2nd down and 10. Rivers throwing deep, and you get a flag thrown as the pass was defended by O'Neal down the near sideline. This coming on a 2nd and 10, and the penalty will be against the Patriots.
Illegal contact. Number 21 defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Delco O'Neal.
Again, the illegal contact would be any contact before the ball's in the air after 5 yards. You see O'Neal here. There's the 5 yards eaten up. Now there can be no contact. There's the contact right there after 5 yards. Here we're talking about groups that are dominating. Now, I think the San Diego Charger offensive line is really dominating the front of the Patriots. I mean, these guys have done a great job. I mean, do you remember? I don't know the stats, but has Phillip Rivers been sacked yet?
Phillip Rivers tonight has not been sacked.
Yeah, and and the running's pretty good, and they've been moving their defenses around and changing everything. They've done a good job.
And Tomlinson breaks one. And Sanders is there to knock him out of bounds, but not until he reaches the 27-yard line. Top 27-3 Chargers. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. Darren Sproles is the running back. And after Rivers pump fakes, he hits Sproles, who gets taken out by the rookie Gerard Mayo after a pickup of close to 7 yards.
What's interesting is Buster Davis, the Chargers' #1 draft choice a year ago, was supposed to start tonight, was in the starting lineup, but hasn't played it down. And I think part of it is as Norv Turner talked about, as Phillip Rivers talked about, this is Malcolm Floyd's kind of game, and Floyd has been playing the whole game. And I don't think Davis has been in for a play tonight.
I don't believe so either. Vincent Jackson has been in, of course, and has had a huge night. Even Legadou Nani was in the game, and here goes Lebanian running for a first down as they'll spot this one at the 14 yard line. Key guys tonight aligning the stars for the San Diego Chargers. Excellent night for Phillip Rivers right from the beginning. 3 touchdowns, 278, 3 tying a career high. Tomlinson tonight, well, the numbers don't look so bad, but LaDainian he's had 2 nice runs and a bunch of very ordinary runs, and Vincent Jackson with those 5 receptions, including 1 for a touchdown.
And there's no space in there for Jamal Williams, huh?
Yeah. The space eater. 14-yard line, first down. Here's Tomlinson, and it'll be taken down for a loss by Ellis Hobbs. You know, John, it's amazing how much better things can look in a matter of hours. If Denver had beaten Jacksonville today, and they were favored, and San Diego would have lost tonight, you would have had Denver at 5-1, these guys at 2-4, and having lost to Denver. I mean, you'd have been in effect 4 games out. Instead, you got Denver losing. They're on their way to a win, and all of a sudden, you're right back in the thick of things.
Yeah, but how about their loss to Denver? I mean, that was one where referee Ed Hockley said, "I'm sorry, I made a mistake," but it was a loss for the Chargers.
They have been the kings of excruciating defeats. Tomlinson picks up 4, going back to their playoff game against New England 2 years ago. The Hockley play, of course, was the one in Denver in week 2 where the inadvertent whistle was thrown. Chargers had the lead. There should have been a fumble. San Diego should have recovered. San Diego probably could have run the clock out instead on 4th down. Cutler had another opportunity. Throws a touchdown pass. That's when Mike Shanahan went for the 2-point conversion, and he made it. And that came on the heels of losing a game, as you look at Dean Spanos and A.J. Smith off his left shoulder, the general manager, on the last play of the game against Carolina the week before. 3rd down and 7.
Look at the time.
Rivers. Seymour's going to chase him. Here comes the flag. And finally, Phillips says enough of this stuff.
Personal foul, number 94 of the defense, face mask. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Ty Warren.
Bill Belichick says, I don't think anyone could do this to our defense, but here's the way it starts. Look at the protection. Look at the time that Phillip Rivers has here. And again, that's an offensive line just dominating the line of scrimmage.
5-yard line. Ty Warren makes the tackle. It's the 4th penalty against New England. New England came into the game with only 11 penalties in 4 games, 2nd best in the league. Antonio Cromartie, the defensive back, the corner for San Diego, alone had committed 7 penalties this season coming into tonight's game.
Yeah, and usually Bill Belichick will find an answer, to stopping an offense, and he hasn't been able to find an answer tonight to this Charger offense.
2nd and goal. New England goes home. They'll meet Denver next Monday night in Foxborough. Chargers go to Buffalo. LT stopped by LaKeven Smith in the middle. 3rd and goal as Turner checks the chart.
I know one of the plays that he has in the chart down here is a run pass where LT throws the ball.
Do you want to waste that in a 24-point game, though?
Oh, and I don't know if you want to do it on the 3rd down either.
Right.
I mean, that's usually, it's like a play-action pass, and it's usually on a running down, not on a 3rd down. This in pro football is a passing down.
Tomlinson in his career has thrown 7 touchdown passes and no interceptions. 12th play coming on this drive. There's a little fade to the corner of the end zone and off the fingertips and incomplete, intended for Floyd. Floyd covered on the play in the corner of the end zone by Deltha O'Neal. So with 10:52, it's 4th down.
You see Malcolm Floyd is the outside gate. Makes a little inside move. That's pretty good. The ball is up there right in his hands. He just has to make that catch. It would be a tough catch, but the ball is up there and he gets both hands on it.
Nate Kading now for a chip shot. 23-yard field goal attempt. And that is good. Tack on. 10:50 to play in the 4th. Kading kickoff. Matthew Slater to the 30-yard line. Goes 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Matt Castle out of the shotgun, stepping up to the 38-yard line. For New England, very infrequently in recent years, of course, have they been in a situation like this. Last year, the perfect regular season, the 2 playoff wins, and then the stunning defeat in the Super Bowl. And this is their largest deficit since the 03 season opener, more than 5 years ago. You know, John, I'm looking at the Patriots, and you talked about, Castle coming in and all of that. If you had to guess now, how do you think this offense is going to evolve as the season progresses? What are they going to look like in November and December?
Well, you would hope that they'd have a running game, and, Lawrence Maroney's out, so they've kind of lost that, and it's kind of run by committee. We know what Falk can do in the passing game, but I think they need a runner and a running game. And I think they have to get that medium pass range and that, deep pass range. They have to get that part of their passing game going. And then if they're going to be a low-scoring offense, I think their defense has to play a lot better.
Meanwhile, you've got an incomplete pass here. A lot of activity after the play, but Jammer jarring the ball loose from Moss. Yeah, you're right. The Maroney thing, and that seems to be a little bit of a mystery in New England as well. Just take a look at this play here. Did the ball hit the ground? Jammer came up with it by Bill Levy.
After reviewing the play, the defender was going to the ground on his own. He must maintain possession, and he did not. It's an incomplete pass. With the clock operator put 9:47 on the game clock.
That's the right call. It's just as if the defensive back is a receiver. Here is Moss. He never has control. That would be at this point an interception, but he must control it all the way to the ground. He's going down, and then the ball comes out as he hits the ground. It's a great country. 2nd and 10, and the pass is incomplete.
More than incomplete. That was just thrown to the ground. And
San Diego's favor should have been is they go back to week 2. They feel they were screwed by the Ed Hockley call. That cost them a loss, and this is their way to vent.
Start. Number 84, offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
3rd and 15. And open and making the catch up at the 41-yard line is Ben Watson, and a flag is down in the offensive backfield.
Holding. 74 offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
Right guard Billy Yates.
We're talking about the Charger defense all night. Have been putting pressure up the middle. Watch Sean Phillips. He's normally an outside linebacker. He's 95 there, but he started like a middle linebacker in a position they call joker, and he can rush from that position in the middle to either side and come right up in the middle, right into Matt Castle's face.
I heard this town is still so angry they won't allow zebras into the San Diego Zoo.
I'm sure that's right.
3rd and 25. Bada boom, bada bing. Drop. 41-yard line. Wes Welker.
The Chargers have really been impressive tonight. I know that watched them in practice the other day and talking to Phillip Rivers after, and he said that Norv had been talking all week to him about energy. We need more energy. We need more energy in the games. We need more energy in practice. And he said for all intent and purposes, they've had it this week. Now we'll see if we can bring it out in the field on Sunday night, and they have.
Hansen to punt again. This will be his 5th. This time Antonio Cromartie is back to return it if possible. But into the San Diego bench it goes. Downs, 1 pick, a lot of short stuff. And the ball is on the ground, and it is picked up by Warren. So it was Jacob Hester, a rookie out of LSU, who comes in this mop-up role here with his team up by 27, and the rookie puts his first carry on the ground. And New England takes over.
Yeah, and that's the thing in this situation. The the number one thing you do is protect the ball, and he just goes in there and doesn't do a very good job of running nor protecting the ball.
Only his second career carry, and this is rookie season. And New England at the 46-yard line, but down by 27 with 9 minutes remaining in the fourth. To tell us Darren Sproles having his ankle evaluated. That's the reason that Hester came in. And here's Welker working his way to the outside with the San Diego bench, held up by Weddle as he reaches the 39-yard line.
I think the Patriot offense ought to show a little energy now, and you know, just get up to the line of scrimmage, go no huddle, and maybe you are out of, but show a little urgency. You know, I mean, just take a shot at these guys. They've kind of had their way with you all night. Take a couple shots at them right now. They look like they're just lulled to sleep.
So Randy Moss with 2 catches for 21 yards, 1 for 6 and 1 for 15. Falk on the second down play, that'll move the chains as Falk picks up 4.
I don't agree with this at all. I know, it's easy to say, well, it's 30-3 and we're on the road and all those things, but Matt Castle needs these kind of experiences. He needs fourth quarter experiences. He needs urgency experiences. He needs no huddle. He needs, calling plays on the line of scrimmage. He has to experience those things.
Breaking out to his left, and then he throws, and that's Moss who comes back to make the catch for a short gain to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, now get up to the line and just call a play at the line of scrimmage. That's what they're doing.
Gain of 4 yards, make it 5 on the play, second down and 5. Ball at the 30-yard line, halfway through the fourth quarter. Falk, and he's able to squirt through a hole. And that's another New England first down. Ball gets to the 17-yard line, tackled by Eric Weddle.
Okay, hurry up. Get up to the line of scrimmage now. I'd try Randy Moss on a deep cross. I mean, just try and make something happen. Do something. Make this a positive experience.
Moss split wide to the left. Walker in the slot. Gaffney off to the right. Instead, they're going to hand the ball off to Kevin Falk, and he's going to take the ball to the 10-yard line, where it will be second down and 3.
A gain of 8, second and 2 from the line.
6.5 remaining in the fourth. And again, running the same play to Falk. First down and goal now at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, this is a tough situation. I mean, I know that you say that you don't have any offense to score 27 points, but I think it is an experience for your quarterback. I really do. I think it's an experience for your offense,
especially an inexperienced quarterback. Remember, Castle still only making his 4th start in 10 years. And Castle takes it to the 2. You saw the sign about the streak ending here. One of those streaks they're talking about tonight is the 12-game road winning streak of the New England Patriots. 12 games in the regular season. And I would say that has a fairly good chance of happening. In fact, it's off the board. And into the end zone goes Sammy Morris for the touchdown. So after the fumble by Hester, it's a 46-yard drive, and into the end zone they go to make it 30-9 going on 10.
Then the fans start booing again. They still have to be booing that call.
Yeah.
Or back to the Ed Hockley call.
They want blood.
Norv Turner, I think, has done an excellent job again, calling this game tonight, and maybe even more important than that is getting his team ready to play like they have tonight. Having a bye and a new coach coming in with an approach like Jim Haslett, sometimes it works.
This is Cletus Gordon running back the kick, and Cletus takes it up to the 24-yard line. Tomlinson is still in there at this point in the game with 5:10 to play. 20-point ball game. And Ladanian, gain of 1. Here's Andrea.
Well, you're talking about the excellent pass protection. Obviously, no sacks of Phillip Rivers tonight. Now, John, I know you love tough offensive linemen. Center Nick Hardwick had surgery in March to correct a terrible foot injury in which he tore 3 ligaments in his midfoot. His entire arch collapsed. He has 7 screws, 1 plate, and 3 wires in the foot. Must be amazing going through an airport. And he's got to wear an ankle and foot brace just to play. He's still sore, but come game day, he says he doesn't even think about it.
Because he has all those tattoos on his arm.
2nd and 8. Tomlinson, that's a nice move. And Ladanian Tomlinson will finally get run down by Pierre Woods, but not until he reaches the 45-yard line of New England. That will be a 29-yard gain for LT.
And that's where this Charger offense has always been, so good. They have the tight end, they have the running back that can throw it to. And now that the wide receivers, seem to be becoming a big part of it, they can really put a defense in a bind. LT making some moves, but he doesn't have all of them. I mean, you see how he gets that right foot out of the ground?
46-yard line. Up back this time is Mike Tolbert, rookie fullback, Coastal Carolina. Made team is the free agent. Gain of 4. Clock keeps ticking down to 3.5 to play in San Diego.
Belichick's getting a headache. Because they were pretty positive last night.
Very.
I mean, they all felt that they had a good week of work up in San Jose, and that Matt Castle was ready to play, and their defense was ready, and maybe they won't score as many points, but they'll play like they did before Tom Brady or before Tom Brady was Tom Brady, and all these things, and it hasn't come to pass.
And then Bill was, I don't want to say Indianapolis. And what a game that was on a Sunday night last year. Manning got intercepted 6 times, and the Colts still almost pulled it off at the end. Tolbert carrying here.
Well, I bet he hopes someone does beat his record.
Yeah, well, it's going to be hard to beat it when you're put into positions where you're going to pooch it. But I tell you what.
Check up?
Yeah, but I think, did it go across the goal line? It did.
Sounding forward into the end zone, it checks up and comes backward.
He's probably as good as anybody in the league. And, of course, for years here in San Diego, they had the Aussie Darren Bennett doing the kicking. So.
Contrarian once in a while.
Once in a while. 2nd down and 4. Castle to Wes Welker. And Welker takes it up to the 41-yard line for a 1st down.
You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to be able to show. I think the turning point in this game was that goal line stand by the Chargers, and I'd like to be able to show a couple of those plays again, and then maybe change some people's votes.
In other words, put the whole defense on like we did in Chicago.
No, just one guy. I'm thinking of one guy.
The nose tackle. Here's Falk. Take a look at the big space eater Jamal.
Oh, we are going to get it. Watch him right here. Watch what he does to Dan Copeland. This is on the goal line. I mean, he just dominates him. Puts him in the backfield, makes a big play. Now it's 4th down, play action pass. And you see there's a guy wide open in the end zone. Matt Castle's trying to find him, and Jamal Williams is right there and doesn't let him do it. So my vote may go that way, but no one else. I mean, not one person voted for him.
Well, maybe one person voted. We just showed the top 3. It's kind of like Ralph Nader. He was like, you don't see Nader in the polls either. There's Jamal.
Yeah, but guys like that never have a it's always the quarterback, the wide receiver, the running back, and in a horse trailer, we need some guys like Jamal Williams.
Well, he's been on the horse. We put him on last year. Yeah. 2nd and 10. 42-yard line. And that is caught for a first down as Wes Welker is able to pad some stats here. Ball at the 29-yard line. Welker has caught 8 passes for 65 yards.
Yeah, and the other group that didn't get any love is the San Diego Charger offensive line that I thought was outstanding.
And Castle will throw for Moss, and that is incomplete. And Quentin Jammer has pretty much had his way with Randy tonight, doing a nice job on the coverage of Moss all evening long.
Jammer has, because he's played up pretty close to him, and he's been able to run with him, and Randy Moss hasn't used his speed just to run right by him, and on that one he couldn't do it. I mean, there wasn't enough room, but I think somewhere they have to use his speed. When they get down this close, and you can't always do it on and up, that's when you run that deep diagonal or deep crossing pattern to use the receiver's speed.
And again, Welker is on the receiving end. Catch number 9 for the one-time Charger. Used to play here, then he went to Miami, and then New England picked him up a couple of years ago, and what an acquisition he has been. 3rd and 3, 14, 13, 12, counting down to a San Diego win, which takes them to 3 and 3 and puts New England at 3 and 2. And that pass is ruled for the moment complete, and it is by BenJarvus Green-Ellis. Final score. Every game goes down to something, doesn't it? 30-10, San Diego wins it.